Welcome back. Now it's time for the People's Poll. Today, it's all about schools. Now, this year, over 90% of the world's children and students have missed out on school because of coronavirus, and that's a shame. Because school is not just about education. So I asked you to tell me your favourite school memories, and some of the many people who replied are with me right now. Here we go. Hello. So let's talk school. Who shall I start with? Chris, tell me about your school days, Chris.
My story is we walked to our maths lesson. We sat down. Our maths teacher said, "Okay, lads, what do you want to do? Maths or boxing?" Boxing. And he went, "Right, okay." Pulled 2 pairs of gloves out of his desk.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
He said, "Right, put the desks all in a square, pick an opponent." So me and my mate were, "Well, yeah, I'll fight you then." And he said, "Right, first 2 minutes are body shots only. Last minute, you can hit the head as well." And I stood there for 2 minutes going, like that. And he said, "Right, last minute," I went, bang. Wow. And my mate went flying over the desk. So.
Wow.
And that's my story.
I love the idea, and that's why you can't add up. You've got a lovely... Isn't that just... Like, how old are you, Chris? You don't mind me asking?
54.
54. See, that is a window into the type of teacher we just don't see anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a teacher who's had enough. It's premeditated. He's got gloves in his drawer. Do you know what I mean? He's pulled them out and went, "I'll tell you what, lads, I, for one, I'm fed up with Pythagoras' theorem. Let's have Dave's Battle Royale." And do you know who I feel sorry for? It's the poor kid that's really worked hard on his maths. He's done all his revision, he's done his homework, and then he comes in and goes, "Scrap that, we're going to fucking go at it," like that, and then he just gets battered. What a great story. That's fantastic, Chris. Well, I mean, it's awful, but it's also hilarious. Sarah, tell me about your school days.
So when we came back from half term in year 11, everybody's stressing. We've got exams in a couple of weeks. And we're all sat in a science lesson just waiting for the teacher. And he just comes striding in and just drops his stuff on his desk and just goes, doesn't say hello or anything, just, "Who's seen Breaking Bad?" And we're all like, class. I think like one person at the back might have raised the hand. We were just a bit like, right, yeah, okay. And he went, "It's great. I binged it during half term." And then just genuinely, it just went, "You know, it's so much easier than you'd think to make crystal meth." And then he just started rattling off ingredients.
Presumably at this point, Sarah, you're going, "Is this on the test?" Oh.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
But, he starts rattling off ingredients, and we're all sat there and we're like, "Well, this is all well and good, but this is a physics lesson. And we've got an exam in 2 weeks."
Exactly.
And in the end, somebody grassed him up and he got sacked.
Oh.
Because apparently it's frowned upon to teach 16-year-olds how to make class A's.
Oh.
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought?
Wow, that's fascinating. Helen, tell me an unforgettable school story of yours.
Okay, so I was about 7 or 8 in primary school. Me and a couple of the lads used to get really curious about what condoms looked like.
Of course.
As you do as a 7-year-old.
Yep.
And we used to sit there and draw them, in the back of the class, what they looked like. About the same time, my dad had a vasectomy. And he was given a box of condoms from the hospital.
Right.
And I thought, I know what, I'm going to be an absolute legend here. I'm going to take them into school to show the lads. So I grabbed a handful, snuck them in my rucksack, took them into school the next day. Here's me walking around the corridors thinking, yeah, I'm going to be like the girl, that's it.
Yes.
Next thing I know, quite a big school, tap on the shoulder, turn around, dinner lady there, opens a hand up and goes, "These yours?" And I was like,
"Oh, no."
No. And they're like, "I've literally just been following the trail, and as I've been bobbing along, they've been bobbing out of my bag like Hansel and Gretel around the corridors."
So what happened next, Helen? So you pick up your Ronalds, you sort of marched off to the headmistress or master?
Headmaster, yeah. He was quite a stoic man, and I just remember him being there going, so Helen, I believe that you've been searching through your parents' cupboards. And me, as a cheeky little 7-year-old, turned around and went, no, they were in his drawer, actually. And then I was like, oh, my God, don't tell my mum, don't tell her.
Wow.
You can't tell my parents, I didn't say that. And they're like, well, we're going to have to. We need to call your mum. So I had to sit outside, wait for my mum to come.
It's that thing, is that with mums and I remember we had one family meal. My mum, apropos of nothing, went, I don't see the point of flavoured condoms. It's not like my fanny can taste. So I feel your pain when Johnny's and mums and dads are all brought together and you're 7.
Yeah.
Oh, good story. I love that. Abby, tell me about your school days.
So
like
it was about, thanks. It was about week 2 of Catholic school. I was 11 years old and it was lesson number 3 of religious education with our rather eccentric teacher.
Perfectly. Yeah, I love that. That was a very specific start. That was fantastic.
So it was about lesson 3 and he was taking this lesson to teach us the different types of love. So he explained this by saying, you know, the love you've got in your heart for Jesus is very different from the other sort of love. And to explain to a group of 11-year-olds what the other sort of love was, he grabbed hold of his desk chair and just kind of went to town on it in front of everybody. Just started shagging this chair right in front of us.
Wow. That is fantastic. God, what would you give for a camera phone? Do you know what I mean? Just that moment where you just kind of lift up and you see him.
Exactly. And all of us were just sat there like, we're 11 years old and we don't know how to correct this man about whether or not this is a normal thing to learn in school, especially Catholic school.
Yeah.
So we're all just sat there like, maybe this is just what sex is. I don't know.
Yeah. And was he shouting anything whilst he was banging the desk?
Not so much. No, it was a fairly silent shag. I can't lie.
I imagine it's the most silent shag that's ever taken place in the
Definitely
history.
silent.
God, poor...
Jesus wasn't so happy about that.
Oh, I bet he wasn't. Wouldn't it be great if one of the kids in the class went, sir, that's not how you get wood? There you go. Nomi. Is it not, am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, it's all good.
Sweet. Nomi, tell me about your school days.
So in secondary school, I accidentally became a sort of drug dealer.
Okay, whoa.
Yeah.
Back up. How do you accidentally become a drug dealer?
Well, it was summertime and I suffer really badly with my hay fever.
Right.
And in one of my lessons, the lad that I sat next to, he's always asking me to basically sell him my hay fever tablets. I was thinking, all right, you know, I can get some more, plus I can get some Haribo, happy days.
Yeah.
I later found out that he was crushing them down and selling them on to the year 7s as coke.
Wow.
So the year 7s would basically be like shoving crushed Puritan up their noses and then wandering around the school acting like they're absolutely off their faces. But yeah, they just had a nose full of Puritan.
That should be the new Haribo advert. Wouldn't that be great? The happy sound of Haribo. And there's just sort of 11-year-olds in the background like that. I can't feel my feet. Oh, cool. Emily, tell me about your school days.
So when I was about 11 or 12,
Yes.
I had a rather quirky biology teacher.
Like the sound. Yep.
And one day she came in pushing a trolley with a bash over it, blue bashes. And she had a bit of a ta-da moment when she revealed a huge bloody horse's lung.
Wow.
She was a very petite lady.
Yeah.
And in response to the look of horror on our faces, she said, no, this will be really good. And she sort of disappeared behind the lung that inflated a little bit and then deflated. And she stood up and said, wasn't that interesting? And it might have been if she didn't have blood all around her mouth.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
And that is how Tesco made lasagna. Wow. But I love the fact she was going, oh, this will be fun, just on a whim. Where did she get it from?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
traumatized.
Jesus Christ. Well, and where did you go to school?
In France.
Oh, in France. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, somehow that changes everything. I don't know. Instantly, there's sort of an exoticism to it. Of like, would you like to see the horse? Is that bloody horse? Like that. I'll be honest. I had this vision. You've got a Welsh accent. I'm detecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I sort of imagine. Look what I found. I found it out on the road. Look. And I thought, you know, I seen the music teacher giving it a fucking go, bagpipes and all. I thought I might invent a new instrument. I call it the horsey blow. Here we go. Right, one of you kids slap it and we'll start a band. But because we're in France, and she's like, hey, I got the fucking horse and and everyone's like, you know, I actually think it sounds quite sexy all of a sudden, weirdly.
All right then.
Yeah, mate. What was that like going to a French school with, did you go with a Welsh accent?
Yes, I emigrated when I was 10. So, well, a little, yeah.
That is a beautiful leap, isn't it? And what did they make of your, I love the Welsh accent, what did they make of it?
Oh, they don't speak English, they can't tell.
So were you speaking French with a Welsh lilt?
Well, I guess.
Oh, you've got to let me hear a bit of that. Can you say, hello, my name's Emily, what the fuck is that teacher doing with a horse's heart?
What the fuck is that?
No. I meant actually French. Not like, I mean... or is that what you were doing? You're walking around, hello, everybody. It is nice to be here. I'm from Cardiff. Can you speak French?
Yes, I can.
So can you say that in French?
Oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce que fait ce professeur avec le cœur de cheval?
See? No idea. Oh, I feel like a fucking teacher near a desk. Do you know what I mean?
You want a condom?
Sorry, Abby. Sorry. I tell you what, brilliant stories. Thanks very much to everyone on My People's Pod!